Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary. 'Cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. Dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie.
Greetings, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Gothic Horror Gaming. I am your host, the Gloom Master. It's good to see you all again, however virtually you might be. Before we get started, I want to take a quick moment and thank our sponsors, as always. First of all, I'd like to thank our personal friends over at 3D2U, 3D2U.org. They make all sorts of wonderful gaming accessories, 3D printed and also laser woodcut. Check them out, 3D2U.org. Also, we'd like to thank our perennial sponsors, renadventures.com. Check them out. They do all sorts of tours all over Europe, and they're looking at expanding out even more. But we have coming up this June 2nd through the 7th, we have a Dungeons and Dragons castle tour in Muncaster Castle in England, in the Lakes region of England, if you are familiar with that beautiful country, where your dungeon masters will be Paulo Garbanzo himself, myself, and one Ryan H. Gelodi, super genius, who is nearby and will be joining us shortly. And I also would be remiss if I didn't plug ourselves. We do have a book. Handler Z is in the background there running the comments, and she writes the stories. I narrate them, and we have a book of short fiction and dark poetry, horror, that science fiction, that sort of thing. Check it out on Amazon. Dare. You can also get it on Audible with my narration by Melissa Lee. So check it out. Please do. A word of warning. Oh, and we have a new story on our Patreon tonight. If you are a Patreon subscriber of Quill and Quote, that is what Handler Z and I are doing. You can check us out there, and there'll be a new story coming out. So about tonight's game, however, this is in fact a horror role-playing game. As such, it deals with some very uncomfortable, very gory, very bloody, very violent subject matter. Creatures of common phobias, violence against minors, both spelled with an E and an O, as has happened repeatedly on this channel. So consider yourselves warned that some things may be very nasty here in this game. About our game is set in the Chill universe. In the Chill universe, the supernatural is very real. It is generally very powerful and generally very evil. They call it the unknown. There is a group of philanthropists who have created a society called SAVE, the Society of the Eternal Silver Way, that is combating the unknown and attempting to keep it contained. Since most people don't know about it, they don't want them to panic. They are not a government organization or anything like that, but they are desperately trying to prevent the spread and the wanton destruction caused by the unknown. The rule system, however, we're using is from a game called Over the Edge. Over the Edge, it's very simple rules. Your character has 3 traits, a primary trait and 2 side traits. That's it. Anything that you attempt to do, you see if it falls underneath one of your traits, either primary or side traits, and that determines how many D6s you can roll in an attempt to hit a target number. Let us say we have a policeman, and that is his primary trait. Anything he would want to do involving his police officer activities would be 4d6, an attempt to hit a target number. Shoot a gun, for instance, a high-speed chase in a car, that sort of thing. That would fall under police. He would roll 4d6. Let us say he has a side trait of devoutly religious, devout Catholic, in fact, let's say. And now we say that he wants to recall a particular passage of the New Testament for some reason. He would roll 3d6, as that is one of his side traits. If he was doing something that didn't relate to any of his traits, he would roll 2d6. And that is essentially the rules. Those of you who are on Twitch, we have Dracula's stepdaughter helping us out over there in the comment section on Twitch. You can spend your Twitch points to buy helps. Helps for either the players or myself. You declare who you want to spend those helps for. And then when the player goes to make a roll, they can choose to expend their helps. And when they do, that gives them an extra die to roll. However, they can still only take the maximum that they would normally be allowed. For instance, our police officer is shooting his gun. He really needs to make the shot. He uses, hello, Dracula's stepdaughter. He uses one of his helps. So instead of rolling 4d6, he rolls 5d6. However, as he normally would only be allowed to take 4, he just takes the 4 highest. So it helps bump up your roll a wee bit. So we even have a list of the helps that are currently residing. We can see that our players have 2 or 3 each, and I have 2 as well. I can also expend helps for my rolls. Now, where are we? What are we doing? The year is 1938. It is the spring. It is March 19th. We are on the Isle of Skye in Scotland. There's been 2 individuals have been found dead with puncture wounds of some large gauge puncture wounds. Callum Milligan and Liam Hendry both were deceased on the same road on the Isle of Skye, the Odal Pass Road. Our players would not normally have been involved in this, but the one victim, as he expired, kept saying the word Nolarthatep, which is the name of an entity that our players have heard referenced before. So they've been dispatched by SAVE to see what they could find out. They arrived at the town of Broadford, looked around, and are now on the road to Kyleria on the Odal Pass Road when things go horribly, horribly wrong. We have with us Lucas Evans, fixer and all-around ne'er-do-well. Dr. Sabine Clement, French doctor. We have Montana Smith, archaeologist and professor. And we also have Speedy Pete Boyd, a float plane pilot from the Pacific who is relocated out into Europe. They are on the road. You are traveling along, as we mentioned last time, and as you go in the darkness toward Kyleria, you hear a baying, horrible howling sound, and you spied up through the mist on a rise in the road ahead of you a 4-legged creature the size of maybe an Irish wolfhound or something like that, about a small pony even. Very basically dog-like shaped, but its right front leg is not a leg at all, but rather a long, tapering horn or bone-like point. It bellows and charges down the hill at you. I need everyone to roll me some initiative. That is where we left it last time, and here we go.
Oh, are we rolling a 20 for that one, or?
No. Your D6s, whatever your normal, what trait would be your most physically active trait, roll that.
Oh, fantastic.
So if you have a side trait of whatever, you would roll 3d6 if you were a primary trait, or 2d6 if nothing.
10.
Okay,
And
I
for
rolled.
Evans,
12.
No, I did not exactly get sneak eyes. I got 9.
all right. Speedy,
15.
15 and a cat.
Yeah.
15 and a cat.
That must count for something, huh?
That's right.
It
The playing
really, really should.
Sam gives me advantage on everything.
I got 3 cats. Hold on.
Yes, hurry.
None of my cats are with me.
There.
All right.
Look over there.
It goes first.
Oh.
But of course it does.
It charges down the hill and attempts to barrel into one of you. Let us find out who it is. We will randomize it into Lucas Evans. Lucas, I need you to roll me some dice to dodge out of the way of this charging creature.
I'm going to use a help.
Very well. Please do.
Okay.
13.
Insufficient. It bowls you to the side. Luckily, only doing 1 point of damage to you, but knocking you out of the way as it stampedes through you all. A reminder, your number of hit points equals your whatever trait you would normally use for your physical self. For instance, if you were a boxer and that was your primary trait, it would normally be 4d6 maximized. So you would have 24 hit points. Let's go through everyone's hit points real quick just to make sure we are all on the same page. Dr. Sabine, do you have any physical trait?
Yes, I do. I have my self-defense that I have learned.
As a side trait, so you would have 18 hit points then.
Correct, yes.
Dr. Smith?
I fought back in the Great War, and then
That was a side trait, so 18 hit points as well.
18, thank you.
Speedy?
My physical trait is as if he's a free diver.
Oh,
So
then yes, and that's your side trait, right?
Yep.
So you would also have 18 hit points. And Lucas?
As a big game hunter, it would also be 18.
Very well, I'll give you that. So everybody's got 18 hit points, except now Lucas has 17. Jay Rinker, the beast of Odal Pass has attacked them. It is a large dog-like creature with a front leg that ends in a tapering point made of bone or horn or something.
Now, if it were charging and it's got a front horn, that'd be a pretty weird gait there, eh?
It most certainly is.
Okay.
It is a strange hop.
And if it's running at me with that, then my goodness.
It did not try to stab you with it. It knocked you over as it ran through you, past you. And with that, Speedy, it is your turn. It's right next to you.
I grab my dive knife, which is the only weapon I carry, and I guess I stab at it.
Very well. Go ahead and roll.
All right. I'm not going to use a help or anything. I'm just going to do straight up 3. And that is a 14.
It skitters to the side. I rolled a 15. You just missed.
Did it look like it was trying to kill Lucas, or was it just?
It's definitely attacking you.
Okay, it's not just trying to barrel past us and keep going.
No, it is definitely attacking you. There is no doubt in your mind about it. It just needed to get down close before it starts stabby.
So the beast of Odal Pass didn't want to just pass.
Put the glasses back on.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Do not show your shame. Very well, Dr. Smith. It is your turn.
All right. I reach down, I pick up a rock, and I chuck it at it.
Very well. Throw away.
I'm going to use a help.
Very well.
12.
12. Your improvised rock kind of fumbles out of your hand and goes a little bit wide. Very well. Lucas.
I withdraw my. I pull out my gun and I aim.
You're taking some time to aim at it.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Since you're forfeiting a round to aim, I'll give you a free help for that one. For when you shoot next turn. And Dr. Sabine.
Okay, so is it where is it? Is it now kind of downhill?
It's amongst you. It's basically standing in the midst of you.
Okay, I would like to get as far uphill as possible, and I would like to start to. Like to get my little tarpaulin out, and I'm going to just be ready.
All right, so you're getting away from it, is what you're doing.
Indeed, yes.
By running further down the road up the hill. Very well.
Up the hill, yes.
That leaves 3 of you around, and it attacks Dr. Montana Smith. It rears back and attempts to skewer you with its horn-like right front appendage.
Must it?
So roll to dodge, if you would, please.
All right, rolling to dodge. Using a help again.
Using a help? Very well.
Using a help. Oh, god damn. Help did not help. Help was the exact same as before. 8.
The long tapered end of the leg of this creature comes down with its full weight behind it, pierces your left thigh, and nicks an artery. Take 9 points of damage.
Oh my god.
That's bad.
That is
It's
bad.
very bad.
That's very bad.
Speedy.
I guess is it on top of
It knocked him down and pierced him through the leg.
I'm just gonna lunge at it and try to tackle it off of him.
Very well. Go ahead and roll.
Rolled pretty decent tonight. How's a 13 do?
13, you push it off of him. You don't actually tackle it and roll. You rolled the same as it did. You managed to push it to the side of him.
Okay.
So it is no
I'll
longer on top.
try to knife in hand, try to position myself between it and him.
Exactly. Well done. Dr. Smith, you are bleeding profusely from a hole in your leg.
Yeah. That's how a guy died in Sicily. Oh boy.
Karma.
Indeed.
All right. So I take my belt. I mean, am I still in I'm sorry, am I still in active
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I don't have anything on me except like a penknife for helping to pry away some stuff. But I take that penknife, and is the beast over me or is it next to me? Like where
It got
where
pushed to the side of you by Speedy. Speedy
Okay.
collided with it and got it off of you.
Okay. Oh, in that case, I do not take the penknife. I attempt to roll away the opposite direction, and if time permitting in this move, take off my belt and cinch it around my leg.
You roll out of the way and get your belt off. We'll
Okay.
say.
All right.
In that span
Thank
of time. Lucas Evans.
It is. I've got a shot lined up where none of my friends are in the way.
Correct. You took your time. I will give you a help because you aimed.
Yes, I do that, and I fire off a round into it.
Very good. Ooh. This might be your chance. I rolled very poorly for it.
That is a 15.
That is a most decided hit. What kind of
Very
firearm do you
palpable
have?
hit.
It's a big handgun. It is
Like a 38 or something like that?
Yeah.
All right. So that does triple damage for a handgun. So that'll be 21 points of damage.
Oh.
It lurches to the side and stumbles, gets back on its feet, badly wounded. You've lodged a bullet thoroughly in its barrel-like chest, and it staggers to the side, skitters on its hook leg for a moment, on its pointed leg for a moment, gets up and looks very worse for the wear. You have obviously seriously injured it. Dr. Clément.
Okay, so I have obviously seen what has happened to Dr. Smith, and I grab a tourniquet. I grab as much gauze as I can possibly hold, and I have this military grade blood clotting powder that was used around this time. I can't remember what it is called. It's basically an
Sulfa powder.
What was that?
Sulfa powder.
Yes, so I grab some of that and I run over to Dr. Smith. And if I have, do I have time to start treating his wounds, or is this just my action?
You grab all of your kit. You're there. You can start treating him next round.
Great. Okay.
Very good. It lunges at Lucas because, well, you shot it.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Give me a dodge roll, please.
I'm going to use a help.
That's probably good since I rolled slightly above average.
$16.
You rolled even more above average. You dodge out of the way as the pointed end of its forelimb swings past your stomach, mere inches away, almost disemboweling you. Speedy.
I guess I'm gonna just lunge at it with my knife.
Very well. Lunge away.
I feel like I'm doing this mostly defensively, like just trying to get it to, get it away from other people. Oh, that was not a good roll.
Did you beat a 10?
Nope.
Well, then you missed.
Got a 6.
That was your chance. I rolled for crap. Dr. Smith, you have your belt off.
Oh, someone's getting a spanking. Someone's in trouble. Oh, no. Oh, mom's real mad. Mom's real mad, you guys.
Ooh, daddy's home.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to show that this is both.
Dr. Sabine Clément already has a tourniquet on me.
Well, has it in her hand to put on you? Yes.
Has it in her hand. Since this was already what I was aiming to do, I'm just going to start tourniqueting my leg with my belt.
Right.
Survival in the moment seems to be the name of the game.
Roll. Give me a 3d6.
Okay. 13.
All right. You begin the first aid process. I will allow Dr. Clément a help die for the work that you have done, Dr. Smith, when she goes to treat you.
Thank you. Merci.
And Lucas Evans.
It's close enough for me to it just tried at me.
Yeah, it's right in front of you.
All right. I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna do shoot it again,
Very good.
and I will use another help because this
That
is
is
a
your.
monster.
Yes, you have one. You still have one in there.
Yep.
So go ahead.
15.
You hit it in its right rear haunch, skittering it around, doing 6 more points of damage to it. It is still up, but it is definitely very hurt at this point. It bellow howls in rage with a hint of pain. It apparently is feeling this. Doctor, you may roll to treat Dr. Smith and give yourself a free help for the work that he did to assist you.
I will take him a free help. I rolled an 18.
Oh.
An 18.
An 18.
Very good. Very good. You stop the bleeding. You've even had the opportunity to sort of clean out the wound a bit already. This is in a matter of seconds. You have stabilized, staunched the flow, and already have begun treating it for more long term. And the creature lunges at Evans again, as you are causing it extreme amounts of damage.
10.
It actually gets you this time. Its left forelimb, it swipes, I mean, its right forelimb, it swipes at you again. You dodge back, but take 3 points of damage as it manages to catch your left bicep and create a cut all the way through your clothing and gouge your arm slightly. Speedy.
Hold on, I want to take my attack of opportunity.
You enjoy that. It did not leave your threatened square.
Something about this feels weird, both to me and Speedy. But it's doing damage to Lucas, so I'm gonna try to again just jump in there and just jump on it with my knife in hand.
All right, very good.
Wrestle it like a gator or a shark or something. I'm gonna use a help this time. Not that it helped, but I'll take a 12.
A 12, you stab it. Your knife plunges into its back. It bellows in pain and bucks you off of it. But I can't believe it's still up. But it is still up. Dr. Smith.
How close am I to the monster at this moment?
You are on the ground. Dr. Sabine is working frantically on your leg. And it is probably 2 yards away from you, anywhere between 6 to 8 feet away from you.
I grab another rock.
And just check it.
I just chuck it at it.
All right. I am going to give it a help because you are throwing from injured and prone.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it a help to a dodge.
I'm going to take a help.
Very well.
to mitigate that. 10.
To no one's surprise, the rock goes wide.
Okay.
But points for effort.
It's the thought that counts.
Lucas dodges the rock.
No, Lucas, dodge the rock. Roll for dodge.
If you can dodge the rock, you can dodge a ball. Lucas, it is your turn.
I'm going to. This is about the size of animal that I usually hunt. I'm going to sweep a leg.
Oh, you're not going to shoot it. Okay.
It's there's too many people around for me to keep firing off stuff in the dark.
Up to you. Yeah, it's Dracula's stepdaughter. I did not use one of my helps. The monster gained an automatic help because Montana Smith was throwing from the ground and wounded and being treated for his injuries. So I did not use one of the helps that the Twitch folk have given me yet. Thank
13.
you. 13.
Yeah.
And you're shooting it, or you are sweeping the leg?
I'm kicking kicking the leg out from under it.
And you got a 13. You do kick the leg out from underneath it, and it topples to the ground. It is still very much kicking, literally, as well as figuratively. And
I figure an injured animal that only really has a lot of if it's hurt and it has only really 3 limbs to get back up, we might have a bit more of a chance just to get it while it's down.
Very well. Dr. Sabine.
Am I still treating Dr. Smith?
You are there with him. Your patient is squirming around a lot, throwing rocks.
Yes. I would like to take my forearm and put it on Dr. Smith's chest and push him down, please.
Very well.
Do you want to try to fight me, Dr. Smith?
No.
Wise choice.
You have more hit points than I do.
You're not wrong. So very well. You quiet your patient and continue work on him.
Shouldn't she make an attack roll just so she doesn't check him into one of those rocks that he's been throwing?
Scotland, we have sharp rocks, man.
Fine. Very well. Dr. Sabine, roll me an attack roll. Dr. Smith, roll me a defense roll.
All right,
oh,
cool.
Oh, PvP, baby. Little PvP.
I wasn't going to do it, but Lucas Evans wants
It was
it.
a joke. You know, jokes, they work sometimes.
All right, I rolled a 16.
I rolled a 16.
Oh my god,
Good, you
16
scaled me.
buddies.
Perfect. Good. Shoo. No one accidentally gets cracked with a rock or their trachea crushed.
I can only
Very well.
apologize to my
Jeez.
fellow players for my great idea. Great was in finger quotes.
Thank you, sir.
Great
well.
idea or the best idea?
The beast attempts to clamber to its feet. It does so unsteadily, but it does get back onto its feet. But there is no attack from it this turn as it clambers back up onto all fours. Speedy.
I'm going to use a help again.
Aye.
Probably by okay. I have 2 left. Great. I'm going to use a help again, and just trying to, I guess, finish it off. I think I'm feeling confident that rush in full body and smash into this thing, knife in
Go
hand.
ahead.
Oh, garbage roll. A 10.
A 10 is enough to equal its roll, so you
Okay.
push it to the ground again, at least.
All right.
It splays back down onto the ground like a newborn foal trying to stand for the first time.
Oh, that's
Um,
adorable.
But with murder in its heart.
That's not adorable.
Yes. Dr. Smith.
Doc, can I please? Do you have a gun on you?
A gun? No. I do not. Of course not. Do you want your leg to continue to be healed or not?
Yes, thank you.
Good answer.
Very well. Lucas Evans.
Since it's
The
still,
creature's on the ground in front of you again now.
I feel a lot more confident in shooting it now that it's not moving about and now that people aren't in direct
Go ahead.
proximity of it. 13.
You put it out of its misery. The bullet impacts into the side of its head. It flops to the ground, twitches for a moment, then goes still. As the adrenaline calms down and the creature is clearly no longer moving, as you're looking at it, you see it begins, its skin, its flesh begins to bubble like acid has been poured on it. For lack of a better term, the creature seems to be sublimating before your very eyes.
Oh,
I
that's
kind of put an arm up in front of Lucas and kind of push us both back a couple of steps.
Mm-hmm.
As a rank, fetid smell as the creature, in the matter of 60 seconds, bones and all, dissolves from sight.
Wow.
I really wanted to do an autopsy.
Bones gone.
easy for you to say. En français, doctor.
Even that weird front leg.
Merci.
Mm-hmm.
De rien.
As,
The whole thing.
so as it's going away, I kind of, I guess, what can I determine about that front leg? Is it bone? Is it horn? Was it?
It appears to be just an extension of bone. And it doesn't look like it's grafted on. It looks like it just comes out of the creature.
Nothing like a good old leg antler.
Yes.
Okay. So I would suggest that we make our way back. Do you think that Dr. Smith needs to be taken to an hospital?
You are fairly confident with that roll that you had. You are fairly confident that you have done what you can for him. He is not in danger of bleeding out or anything like that. He's just going to take a while to heal. And he is probably should stay off that leg as much as possible.
Delightful. Okay. So we should definitely get back.
Yeah.
I would like also to look at Monsieur Evans's arm. I want to see if it is what's the What that is like? What's that injury, please?
And that is a superficial cut.
Okay. I still wrap it in some gauze, though, just to keep it, and I clean it a little bit.
So, before we go, though, is there anything other than getting our asses kicked by this monster? Is there anything? Did we accomplish what we came out here to see?
Well, I'd love to take a look around and
Yeah,
see what's
same.
in this immediate area. Like, did it come from somewhere? Did it have a den? Was it just like where did it
If there was
emerge
a- if-
from?
Yeah, if there are any markings on the road that we didn't see.
Very well. You are a big game hunter, Lucas Evans. Go ahead and roll me some tracking there.
Well, it's dark and I only got a 6.
Yep, it sure is dark.
Use my flashlight. Or
And
my torch.
stony ground covered in heather.
Yeah, my flashlight, which I've said it as I usually only use for a weapon. Oh, I can't see. Oh, it's just the battery. Yeah.
Yeah, it is going to have distinctive tracks.
So, should we wait until morning? Or should we... I mean, I do not think that Dr. Smith should walk, obviously.
But we don't want to lose its trail and risk that it disappears just as easily as the beast itself did.
Well, we also know that we didn't have a whole lot of hard time finding it.
That is very true. It was not trying to hide itself very well.
At this point, it's about 10 o'clock at night, by the way.
I'm up for getting back to the village if we can. I mean, taking it slow and easy. I don't know.
All right. Who can I balance on? Thank you.
It was about an hour to get here. You figure it'll probably take you at least an hour and a half to get back.
Okay.
All right. Well, we could take turns being a support for Mr. Smith if we need to. Sorry,
He
Dr.
ain't
Smith.
heavy. He's my Monty.
Aw.
Ugh.
Indeed.
All right. So yeah, we'll make our way back to the village.
Ow.
Do we know, is this where the beast attacked us? Is that where the other attacks occurred?
In this
Like,
general vicinity, yes.
general vicinity within like a quarter mile, or like at this particular crossroads, or
There is no crossroad here. There is just this old road that goes through this pass.
Okay.
The road rises up into the pass to go between two. They're halfway between a mountain and a hill. Large hills, small mountains that the road goes between, and it's right around in there.
Okay. So I think we should...
If you, I can show you on the map. Actually, that might be easier.
Yes,
to
please.
explain.
Yes.
So you can see there's north center. There is Broadford on the map,
Yes.
and then if you look to the far right of the island's peninsula, you see Kyleria,
Mm.
and you see that salmon-colored area below and above, and a green area that goes between.
Yeah, you're saying like
That
it's
is
a valley?
that is the pass.
Okay.
I see. Right. Okay.
So you were actually almost to Kyleria, which is nothing more than a collection of a couple of houses and a dock for the ferry. There's not much there.
Right. Okay. So I guess we go back to the hotel.
Yeah. Get some rest.
Yeah. Indeed.
Very well. After about 2 hours, you manage to get back to to the hotel, to the Broadford Inn, I think is what it is called.
Mm.
And you manage to arrive. And is there anything else you want to do in the evening? It's about midnight when you stump your way in. Jacob Allen, the clerk at the hotel, is looks like he's closing everything down when you come in. He was about to close everything up, and he sees you come in, and notices the state of Dr. Smith and Lucas Evans, and says, "Oh my goodness, what happened?" I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, what happened?
You should see the other guy.
I'd rather not.
Yeah,
You really don't want to see the other guy.
you can't see the other guy.
What are you
We took
out at the pass?
we took a walk out to the pass to see what the hubbub was, and there's a monster out there.
His jaw drops. Like a real life monster.
Yeah.
What did it look like?
It was kind of vaguely canine, but one of its front legs was some kind of horn or spike.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, it also gave me kind of like a warthog vibe too. But yeah, we think we drove it off. Something tells me it'll be back though.
Well, I'm not going on that road anytime soon, that's for sure.
I would
Not after
certainly
dark.
Dr. Smith, there, you need anything? Can you get you a brandy or a scotch?
I'll take a whiskey, thanks.
Ow! My arm.
You know what?
and one
Whiskey
for-
all around.
Thanks.
You're a good man, Jacob.
Ta.
I think I would like to have a bath. I presume I am covered in poor Dr. Smith's blood.
Oh, you need a bath there, do you? Not a problem. I'll get some water warmed up, and then we'll bring it on over to the tub for you. We got into one in your room, and we'll get you some nice towels and everything. We'll get you all set up there to square the way.
He's going to get you a bath, my dear.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much, sir. I greatly appreciate it.
That's some great English to English translating you're doing there, Evans.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Evans.
Well, you get yourself squared away with a bath, some whiskey. Dr. Smith, he basically gets baths for everybody to clean themselves off, wash themselves off with. In your rooms.
Evans.
Yeah.
I don't want to be alone tonight.
Okay. Jacob, he's pretty he needs a bath too. I'm just gonna be over here.
Dr. Sabine.
Evans.
Yeah.
Read me a bedtime story.
Okay. All right. Once
This
upon a
is the
time-
story of the bar's ledger.
It was a very sad night. We were all out of gin. I'll now tell you a horror story. They served red wine with fish.
No.
I'm American. I don't really care that much.
That is sacrilege.
Unless there's anything you want to do for the evening, it will pass uneventfully.
I think uneventfully is good. I think we've had quite a lot of event.
Indeed.
You live through a precedented night.
And I found the cat.
Yes, you found the hotel's cat. Very good.
Aw.
Um,
Mine is right at my feet here.
Mm.
It is morning. You are particularly Dr. Smith and is worse for wear, very stiff, very sore. Lucas a little bit, not nearly as bad, but there is breakfast being served downstairs for you.
Perfect.
As you come into the lobby, you see Rory McDonald from the Sky Journal, who you met before, the newspaper gentleman.
Yes.
He sees you the moment you come in, and he says, "Oh, wonderful! I would really like to have a word with you, if you don't mind me joining you for breakfast."
Absolutely.
Please. More the merrier.
Dr. Sabine, he is more understandable than Jacob is.
Delightful. Yes. Okay.
Roy sits down with you. They bring over some eggs, some roasted tomatoes, some black pudding, some beans. Nice, good English breakfast for you. Well, Scottish breakfast, because there's also a little bit of haggis on the plate. And Roy says, "All right, now. So you saw the monster, the beast of Odal Pass, and it's a quadruped, I've been told. So, and he pulls out a pen and paper. He's like, tell me all about it."
And we
My world travels quite fast here, does it not?
Oh, well, it's a small town.
Indeed.
Yeah.
He's writing down everything you say, all your descriptions. If you're giving him what you thought, what you saw, he's writing it all down.
Yeah, Speedy kind of checks in with everybody else. Makes eye contact. Like we don't have anything to hold back, right? We don't have any reason to not tell him what happened on the past, right?
Well, I mean, Pim did say be discreet, but if everybody knows now, I don't know.
We can.
I think we can be more on the vague side, so that if people want to believe it was a dog, they can believe it was a dog.
Like a wolf, some sort of wolf thing.
Yeah.
I'm very much part of the plan where I say things like, there is a perfectly rational explanation for all of this. I'm very scientific in my explanation, and I do not say any more than is absolutely necessary.
Yeah. We chalk up any previous. It's there was a lot of blood. And we lost a lot of blood, and it's just like, yeah.
I understand, and I'm sorry to hear that. But Speedy, you called it a monster, I believe, like a legitimate monster. You said.
I mean, yeah, it was like a big, almost like a wolf, maybe even
it was monstrously
monstrous wolf, and there was something wrong with its front leg, like it was missing its paw, maybe.
Jacobs there said it terminated in a spike of some kind.
Yeah,
I've seen this kind of thing before. Sometimes if an animal, if a bone doesn't heal right, sometimes it'll heal around a broken bone in a weird way. Maybe that's what we saw.
After a good 20 minutes of breakfast and round talking with him, he seems to be unsure whether it's an actual monster or not, but he's a newspaper man, so he's going with the sensational. And he takes his leave of you and runs back out to his newspaper.
All right. I'm sure nothing bad will come of that.
No, not at all.
Absolutely not. So I do have a couple of questions, though. I keep coming back to Nyarlathotep, and I feel like there is a bigger picture here that we are not seeing necessarily.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think there's someone or something is stirring up this beast of Odal Pass who was been inactive for decades, right?
Right. But also, so the last three encounters that I've had with most of you, there seems to be a connection between an old, how you say, tall tale or a legend or a myth that gets
Mhm.
activated in some kind of way. Last time, Monsieur Speedy, we were in Crete, and the Minotaur we had a bit of an encounter with. And so I'm wondering if there's something to be said about these animals or these myths being awakened.
Somebody's waking up old gods.
I don't know. It just seems that that's every time we get called to one of these places, something like this happens.
Yeah, that's a
We faced
I-
we faced a Golgotha, we faced a Minotaur, and now there's this
Beast.
beast of Odal Pass.
Maybe we should. Well, I had a thought
And
along those lines.
And what did that one guy whisper when he died?
Nearly
Narlathep.
And which one was it? Was it Callum or Liam?
Liam.
Liam is the one who was, when they found him, he was repeating the Larthatep over and over and over again.
Okay.
Someone's trying to wake up myths and old gods. They're trying to bring them back into this plane of existence.
I don't know if they are doing it on purpose.
Aren't they though?
It might be worth. Callum was a fisherman. Not a terrible idea to go to the docks and see if anybody has seen any. Let's say,
Kraken.
Well, I was going to say large. I don't know if those were just a pair of one team, but the large Samoan folks.
Yes, of course.
The cultists, but the cultists. If Liam was bringing it up, then it could be anybody.
I was also thinking that I would like to go and see that policeman up in the other towns that they were talking about.
Idris,
thank you.
Yes, he's the apparently sole constable in the region, and he's up in the main town of the island called Portree, which I can show you a map to give you an idea of where that is.
I just think that Idris might know more about what's going on the islands than a lot of other people.
You see at the bottom right corner, there's Broadford, which is where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you go up along the coast, you'll see Portree is up there.
Yeah.
There is it's not, excuse me, it's not as far as you might think. That scale is not huge. That's only about 10 miles up the road by following the road.
Oh,
Okay.
we all Also, it's in a port, so we could fly there and keep the boat there, or not the boat, but the plane, the plane that lands on water.
The plane boat, the boat plane, the boaty plane, the planey boat.
You will likely spend more time pre-flighting than you will in actual travel time, but then it would be right there for you. That is true.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Very well.
I need to get a cane.
Oh, that I would like to see if they have crutches for Monsieur. Doctor.
He's got an old cane here, but crutch wise, he recommends going up to Portree where the doctor is.
Yes. Okay.
While we were being interviewed by Rory, I was writing out the actual events of it, and I I say to I ask Jacob for an envelope, and I address it to Pastor Brody. And I say, if we're not back in a week, give him this.
All right, I can do that.
A strange
for you,
request,
sure.
I know, but
All right. If you don't come back and reclaim it in a week,
yeah,
then I'll give it to the pastor down over at the free
But-
church.
yeah.
All right, I can do that for you. You head down to the water. The plane does not take long to get ready, and even shorter period of time to land in Portree. Portree itself is it's the biggest town on Skye, which isn't saying a whole lot, but it does have a population of probably about 1,500 people.
Okay.
It's not nothing.
No.
There's a large harbor and dock area, lots of fishing boats, a couple of commercial, smaller commercial vessels. Nothing very big can get in here. A lot of fishing boats. I wish I had downloaded a picture of the harbor side for you because it's quite charming and beautiful. But suffice to say, it is quite charming and beautiful, surrounded by the mountains of Skye that come basically almost out of the water around it, with a little bit of heath and then the mountains. A lot of the buildings are built right along the edge of the water where the pier is. There's a town hall in the middle. Where would you like to go now that you are here?
Well, I would like to first get Dr. Smith some proper crutches because I do not think a cane is sufficient. If he wants to be off that leg.
The harbor master directs you. He says, Dr. Murray can take care of you. He's if you just go up the Springfield Road right over there, then you'll run right into his place. It's got a fairly big stone building that he's got as his practice. You'll find it there. He's a good man.
Dr. Murray's going to take care of me. He's in the stone building over that way.
Thank you, Dr. Smith.
As we take the scenic route, I'm going to do an observation perception check, essentially, while we're in the harbor, just keeping my eye out for anything unusual.
All right, go ahead. Give me one.
That's a 12.
It just appears to be a small port in the British Isles.
Yeah.
You arrive easily enough. It's not hard to find him. There's only several score of buildings here in Portree. And you see he's got his shingle hung out there, Dr. Stuart Murray.
Ah, Dr. Murray. Okay. I knock on the door.
And you hear a voice from inside. Hey, it's open.
I open the door and we go inside.
There's a round gentleman, balding of pate, with a big mutton chops, all like walrusy kind of look to him, in his tweed, and he says, "Aye, welcome,
Big rat
Dr.
show.
Murray at your service." And he immediately glances over and sees your various bandages, wounds. Says, "Oh my, Looks like you could use a little help.
Skosh.
Bonjour. Hello, I am Dr. Sabine Clément.
Oh, bonjour. And he immediately starts speaking to you in French.
Ah, très bien. Oh, bien sûr. Je suis trop affectante. Merci, merci.
And he's basically, what seems to be the problem? Your friends are injured.
We had a little bit of a trouble last night. My friend, Dr. Smith here, he suffered a large puncture wound to his upper thigh, and believed that his artery, a major artery, but not the one that's in your leg.
Femoral.
Oh, we call it the femoral in the
Yes,
in
yes, the femoral artery.
in English. Mhm.
Yes. But I have treated him as well as I could, and just he needs to stay off of it. So I was wondering if you had some crutches that we could use for the next couple of days.
He basically goes into discussing with you medically what have you done, what still needs to be done. He offers some extra disinfectants. He's got a full suture kit. He can sew them up all the way if you want.
Perfect.
And he has your choice of either crutches or a wheelchair.
I will leave that up to Dr. Smith.
Whatever will get me moving around a little faster, more normally, more quickly.
He thinks for a moment, and then Dr. Murray says, "You know what? I think maybe best would be to give you both. For if you're going off any of the roads, the chair will do you no good at all. But if you're just going around town, the chair will be fine. So tell you what, let me get you both."
Oh, c'est très gentil, docteur. Merci
Thank you.
I do not. The Glowmaster do not speak French, but he says, "Not a problem. You're very welcome" in French to you.
De rien.
Très bien. And he gets you all squared up. He offers to disinfect Lucas's wounds again and give fresh wrappings.
Thank you. Do we get any HP back?
You know what? You can each have 1 hit point back from resting over the night and your various administrations.
Excellent.
Each regain a hit point.
I would also like to talk to Dr. Murray about out of curiosity, the 2 men that were murdered recently, did you perform any kind of autopsy or post-mortem?
I looked at the bodies at the request of Constable Wilson. In fact, now that you mention it, his Dr. Smith's wounds, your wounds here, sir, look a lot like their wounds.
Mm.
The same perpetrator, perhaps.
Did you take any photos?
Of the injuries? Aye,
Yes.
indeed. But Constable Wilson has them. He has them for evidence.
That makes sense. I was just wondering if you noticed anything else about the bodies that were any other maybe injuries or markings or anything out of the ordinary.
And the only thing I can recall is that they were both had multiple puncture wounds like this. It looked like they were treated really rough. But that's all I noticed about them.
Okay. That is very helpful. Thank you for your kindness.
I do what I can. I hate to ask, and he slides over a little bill. It's just for the material, for the supplies.
Absolutely.
But of course, no, thank you.
Thank you much. I appreciate it.
And I think we pay a little extra.
Until after World War II.
Yes. But I agree with Speedy. We might also give him a little bit extra, just because we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go down to see Idris down there, and he gives you directions to the police building. He's like, "Do tell him that I that you talked to me first, and I think it'd be worthwhile for you to take a look at them."
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And,
You could say the doctor has given us a referral.
Oh.
put your sunglasses back on.
Indeed.
Hide your
Please.
shame. All right, take them off. You look ridiculous.
We've gotten a referral.
Yeah.
All right, David Caruso.
I was gonna say Jerry Orbach, but that's fine.
Oh.
R.I.P.
No,
Is it
Jerry
weird that I'd
Orbach
rather-
had more class than that.
I say, is it weird that I'd rather be Jerry Orbach than?
I mean, heck yeah. Weird at all.
I hung out with him in the Catskills for a while. It was kind of a bummer.
Indeed.
Kept putting
His
this baby in
daughter
the corner. I don't know why.
His daughter
It
was
weird.
dancing.
Yeah. No one asked her to either. No one asked her to do it. Just you just start out. Yeah.
Nope. Anyways.
Anyway, you were going to make your way to the police station?
Yes.
Very good. The door is wide open, and you see that there is a he's probably in his 30s. He's younger, but not a young man, but certainly not middle-aged yet. Very close cropped, slightly salt and peppering hair. A Van Dyke beard like mine, but also salt and peppered. Dressed in a police uniform, and as you walk in, he looks up and says, "Hi, you're not from around here. Can I help you?"
Hello. So we just came from Dr. Murray.
Aye, the good doctor. Aye.
Yeah, so we were inquiring about the recent attacks that have happened.
His eyes pass over Lucas and Montana, and says, "Come in, and do me a favor. Would you close the door?"
Go and close the door.
Of course.
It would appear that you've had an incident similar to those other gentlemen, I would imagine.
Not too similar in that we're still here.
Well, and for that, I'm grateful. Please, sit down. Would you like to make a statement?
Not so much a statement, but the doctor said you had. Pardon. I'm Dr. Sabine Clément. I'm a medical doctor, and he said that you had some photographs of the deceased that would be interesting for me to look at.
Oh, aye, photos of the wounds. Aye. What did this to you? He says as he's clearly going and looking for the pictures while he's asking you these questions.
Oh, I mean, very large. How you say loupe or la loupe?
It was dark. It's hard to say. It's about. It was an animal of some kind.
Yes, very large.
Something like a wolf, maybe.
Yes.
Then where did the puncture wounds come from? They're pretty big.
So one of his. Well, Speedy, perhaps you can understand better than I.
Yeah, it seemed to. It was missing maybe one of its front paws, and it was somehow maybe using the bone as a where the limb terminated. It was using the bone as a weapon. Maybe
That's very
if
strange.
if it was a wolf, maybe it lost its paw in a trap or something, and that's just the adaptation that it figured out.
There hasn't been a wolf on Skye in as long as anyone can remember. He passes over a couple of black and white photographs to Dr. Sabine. They are puncture wounds. They're close-ups of the puncture wounds, and it's they are very similar to what has happened to Dr. Smith. Now then, I am required to investigate any forms of violence. So where exactly did this occur, your attack?
We were on the road through Odal Pass.
Aye. Makes sense. That's where the other ones were.
Yeah, as near as we can estimate, we were almost exactly where the other attacks happened.
I see. Right at the between the two mounts. Aye.
Correct.
I see. He's jotting all this down. And am I to understand then that you escaped it?
We fought it off.
Yeah.
You fought it off. All right.
Yeah.
Luckily, I would say, since there was a group of us with some weaponry, we were able to
What sort of weaponry?
knives and guns.
I carry a knife.
A knife, aye. Mm-hmm. Fought it off with a knife, and the group of you. That's good. Well, I'll take a ride out there and take a look around and see if there's anything. Where are you all staying?
We're at the Broadmoor.
Broadford. The
Broadford.
Broadford Inn, aye.
Yes.
Bradford Inn, yeah.
And how long are you in town for?
Maybe another week or so.
All right.
The original plan was for
there.
Yeah, we'll be at the Bradford Inn.
Very good.
I do have another question. Do you have any more photographs of the deceased?
Nay, none that I'm willing to circulate. There's because of the nature and the locations of their wounds, they are sensitive that family members might not want things seen. Goodness knows Rory was begging me to give them to him so we could put them in the paper.
What
I am
sort of
absolutely certain.
what sort of people are what
Liam and
you
Callum.
seem to be
right?
you seem to be you're the only constable here. Doesn't seem like there's much trouble in this area. What kind of thing do you usually have to deal with?
Oh, just drunks getting lost, falling down, maybe drowning themselves by accident and falling off a pier, but never much more than that. Callum was a bit of a drinker, but he never really got himself into that much trouble in the past. And Liam was a good lad. I feel bad for him. He just the wrong place at the wrong time. He's a decent fella. I mean, I don't necessarily approve of everyone he hangs out with, but he's never gotten into trouble himself.
Who does he usually spend his time with?
Oh, he is friends with that Aidan McDonald.
Right.
That boy's got a chip and a half on his shoulder, if you know what I mean.
We've heard about him.
What kind of trouble does Aiden get into?
Oh, nothing specific. He's just he's in dark places at odd hours, and he's always advocating for Clan MacDonald to take over things and get rid of Clan MacLeod. And
Oh, that sounds not very kind or neighborly.
nay, not at all. But he's also never done anything outright illegal. Haven't seen him in a while, though.
Has there been any odd characters around?
Well, now that you come to mention it, hey, there was a couple other strangers came on in. I think one was maybe German or Austrian, and then there was another fella. He was a big fella, and he had dark hair and kind of a slightly darker complexion. Like he was from the islands or something.
When did they come through?
They came and they were visiting with Aiden. Don't know where they went. I haven't seen them in a while now.
One question.
How long ago was that? How many days ago do you think?
Oh, I'd say about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Oh.
I just have
Alright.
one question. I just have one question for the constable.
Aye, go ahead.
Does the name Nair Lathotep mean anything to you?
Did you just make that up now?
No, just
It's Welsh. We're thinking of other places that we might need to go. Um,
Sounds like there's too many vowel sounds for Welsh to me.
All right. Thank you so very much for all of your help.
Yes.
Would you be able to direct us to Aiden's place?
Hey, Aiden doesn't live around here. I've not seen him around lately. Last I knew, he was spouting off something about going up to Dunvegan to confront Flora. Flora is, you're not from around here. Flora is she's the leader of Clan MacLeod. They're based out of Dunvegan Castle up there on the north western part of the Isle. Right? So he's always had a beef with Clan MacLeod. Flora's a really nice person, though. She's done a lot for the area. She's been great. Once her husband died and she took over. She's the 28th chieftain of Clan MacLeod, the only woman.
Now that I can understand. A woman in a man's profession.
She's done all sorts of wonderful things and organized historical events and such. She's a really great person. I don't know why Aiden's got a beef with her, but he said he was going to go up there and give her a piece of his mind. That's pretty much the last time I saw him.
All right. I am trying to pick up some of the local.
You're just trying to fit in. We get it.
Listen.
Hey, you're doing fine, lassie. You're fitting in just fine.
Oh, merci beaucoup, monsieur.
an Austrian and a larger fella, huh?
Aye, and a British gentleman as well, I believe. There was 3 of them that came to see Aiden.
Off the record, it might be in your best interest to double check their transportation in.
As far as I knew, they came in on the Fairley at Cagliari and spent some time in Broadford, and came up here to Portree, met with Aiden, and then I don't know what happened to them after that.
Well, if you want, between you and me, the might be worth just keeping an eye out for them, because I've had run-ins with them before.
Oh, you have? What sort of run-in?
Or at least a bigger man. Let us just say they are
interesting people.
And they're often not exactly peaceful.
They're not exactly what?
Peaceful?
Peaceful. Oh.
They sometimes they can cause trouble.
All right. Well, duly noted. I'll keep an eye out. And now, don't you go getting in any trouble either, eh?
Of course.
Oh, absolutely not.
All right. I'm gonna go look at that. Look where you ran into that thing down on the Odal Pass, and if I have any questions, I'll be coming over to Broadford to ask you. All right?
Of course. Constable, please don't go alone. Please
or
take some
after
sort of
dark.
backup.
Yes, please.
Also duly noted. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you very much for your help.
And with that, he goes to file his report.
Okay. So I guess we shall go to find this Eden and the bad guys.
Well, before we do, is anybody hungry?
Oh, stuffing! But then
Always.
again, we have not, with the exception of
We lost so much blood. And
Yeah.
I did too, and I hungry. So
Aw. Let's get
I
you-
only
let's
had
get you
4
some-
sausages for breakfast. And
Four
beans.
sausages
applesauce.
and
And a
haggis.
plate of mushrooms.
the tomatoes as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
the
ate
toast.
those. Yep, the toast.
Listen, it was a great breakfast. The best food we've had so far.
I think we can all agree. Out of all the places that we have gone, you know, France, Italy, the South Seas, Scotland has the best international cuisine.
Oh, it has the best breakfast that we've had on this trip so far.
It's the best breakfast I've had all day.
Gothic horror gaming. Come for the Gothic horror. Stay for the culinary description.
That's right.
Alors, shall we find a pub maybe?
Yeah, I also
Well,
wouldn't mind finding something out about Dunvegan Castle.
There is, in fact, the old captain's guest house is not far away. It's a lovely little inn and tavern.
So, Gloom Master.
Yes.
So I asked the constable if Nair Lathotep meant anything to him. Does it mean anything to me? Can I roll a knowledge check or anything for that?
We've
You
had
can give me an
interactions with this-
archaeology, but it's going to be really hard for you
Okay.
because it's not mainstream.
This is
Dr.
what I'm-
Sabine might know more.
and
with
we've
her occult
had
background.
interactions with these folks in the past. Have we done any research on our own in the between times? I feel like once has gone through, if we just in terms of like a cut scene as in like a flashback to I don't know.
So Dr. Sabine could definitely, because you have an occult as one of your backgrounds.
Yes, I do, and I just rolled for it,
Yes.
And I just rolled my archaeology as well.
and I got a 16.
16? And what did you get, Dr. Smith?
I got a 19 on my archaeology.
All right. What you have pieced together over time about Nalarthotep, he's been referenced in several occult formats. He is essentially described as an outer being from beyond space and time, who delights and spreads chaos. There's no specific description of him, but there are references to his cultists and his worshippers, and how Nalarthotep is also known as the crawling chaos, and is known for sowing disorder in the world.
Dr. Smith, would you like to compare notes?
Yeah. It seems like, if not, it seems like, if nothing else, Doc, that all the madness in the world right now might be attributed to him.
That is very true. The crawling chaos indeed.
How do you think it's connected? Unless it's just chaos.
I mean, if there is anything that I know for a fact, and I'm fairly certain that you do as well, is that war is chaos.
And if he's just doing chaos for chaos's sake, there's no necessarily rhyme or reason other than watch it all burn.
I mean, I am getting very nervous about certain political things that are happening in the world at the moment. And
Don't worry, that Neville Chamberlain will sort it all out.
He will.
He's a fine
He's
chap.
gonna appease everyone just fine.
He's got the backbone of a jellyfish.
Anyway, so I don't know. I cannot tell you except that perhaps the chaotic energy or his presence could potentially be awakening these. Oh yes, the France will never fall.
Who said anything about France falling?
I'm looking at the comments. Hello.
Oh! So you're allowed.
We
to
really
fall.
shouldn't be talking
Okay,
about
fine,
this loud in
fine.
this bar.
No, I'm just thinking that maybe his influence could possibly be taking an effect on the unknown.
Well, also in reverse order, we have this this beast in the Odal Pass. We have a Minotaur,
Yeah.
and we have, pardon me, a shit monster.
I forgot about
yeah.
the monster.
I'm amazed that you did. That was pretty horrible.
Yeah, did you black that one out?
I think I might have. I think that is trauma talking.
And all of it's coming back, and we're having
Oh, and the skeletons.
with the shit monster.
Yes.
All and the occult followers from the South Pacific, all, I mean, not just there, but in Sicily, and now
Yes.
possibly here in Scotland.
This is yes.
Going-
It is quite unnerving, I would say.
Waking up some dark evil.
Well, rather than curse the darkness, we shall light a candle, and I think what's important is that we're keeping our heads about us. All right.
Indeed.
My worries is that Narlarthotep also wants to light a candle and then watch it all burn. So
As long as it is not in the wind.
No, there's dust in the wind, actually.
Dust in the wind? Wait,
Yes.
what am I thinking of then? The candle in the
Answer is blowing in the wind.
candle?
Well, no. Okay, well, there's some
Candle?
job.
You are gray. You are
Thank
gray. You are gray. You stand between the darkness and the light.
No, there is a song that I'm thinking of that has to do with the
Ah,
candle.
the ancient prophecy. Yes. There will be two blonde women who will bring forth songs upon their death.
Oh yes,
that ancient prophecy. Yes.
yes. Yes, because it did seem unto me
Thank
that
you.
you did live that glorious life,
Right.
like unto
It was a
a
prophecy,
flickering candle in
Yes.
the wind.
and then it became another prophecy. Yes.
Yes, never knowing whom to cling to when the rain did set in.
Yes.
So shall we go see Aiden then?
Yes,
that was
please.
fine.
Yeah.
I had a good sandwich. It was good.
Lucas, did you get enough to eat?
He had bangers and mash for days.
Oh.
And prawns. Actually,
Oh.
Eye of the Sky, prawns everywhere.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
j'adore les prawns.
Oh well, good thing it wasn't my idea to eat. All right, here we go. Also, while we were while we were eating, I wanted to just ask the bartender if they would recommend visiting Dunvegan Castle as just a tourist attraction. You know what I mean?
Well, the Lady Flora, she does accept visitors. She is trying to promote Scottish culture. Sure, if you asked her nicely, she'd give you a tour around the old castle.
Oh,
She's a very nice person.
excellent. We may be calling on her soon.
Oh, it's just on the other side of the island. In fact, let me pull up a map and show you where it is.
Yes.
That is very kind of you.
That would be terribly convenient.
Terribly.
Well, I
indeed.
imagine it's probably just at the bar, like they have just, you know.
It's embossed on the bar, actually.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
Yeah.
So you see that
I mean-
white, that slight
Yes.
whitish area, in the middle of the eastern coast. That's
so-
Portree
Yep.
with that little indentation. If you go almost due west from there, across the map to your left, you'll see there's another indentation,
There
and you
we
can
go.
see
Ah,
Dunvegan is up there.
Yes, I see it.
Again, distances are not as it's a little deceptive. Again, that's about 12 to 15 miles away.
Uh-huh.
But it is mountainous between here and there in some spots.
Oh, okay.
And again, it looks like it's on a place where Speedy Pete could fly us over and land in water and then be over there, eh?
Just so you know, that's that inlet.
Oh.
That picture is exactly that inlet of
Oh.
water.
Ah, perfect.
And it comes up along Dunvegan, which is this right here.
Delightful.
Well, if the Glue Master has pictures of that place specifically ready to go, we should definitely go there.
Absolutely.
Or, and hear me out, we avoid it completely,
Mhm.
and possibly we all survive.
But where is the fun in that, Dr. Smith?
It's a good point.
Wait a minute. Wait, do you just is your idea of fun just sewing up your friends? Is that what's happening here?
You're looking the wrong way, Lucas.
I
You're looking
slowly
the wrong
take
way.
out a bit of sedative
It matches
bag.
what I'm looking at. I can only apologize.
Speedy, can you believe this?
How would you like to get there? Are we flying there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Again,
definitely have an advantage
you
with that.
spend as much time prepping the plane as actually flying.
Sure.
And you come down. I will say there is not really any sort of port there at Dunvegan Castle, but you can get the plane very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
Très bien.
Let's do it.
I'm happy that I brought my Wellington boots.
You have arrived. We'll cut to the chase. You're at Dunvegan Castle. You see there are several servants that come out onto that little lawn area. They look at you like, who are you and what are you doing here? In fact, there's a gentleman, I think Downton Abbey, Mr. Carson.
Mr. Carson?
Mr. Carson.
The
I
butler?
think a Mr. Carson type, only Scottish, comes down and is can I help you?
Bonjour. Hello? We were hoping to possibly, we've been looking around the isle and we heard that this was a beautiful castle that we could come and see and say hello.
We've been told that to speak with Fiona McLeod.
Flora.
Flora. I can only apologize.
Aye, you can apologize. Well,
I sincerely apologize.
you show up unannounced at her ladyship's dwelling here in the middle of the Isle of Skye. I cannot believe that you just so happened to be passing by and decided that's enough. Let them in, says a matriarchally looking woman who's come down on the lawn. Middle-aged, slightly graying hair, refined Scottish woman in a full modern dress, and says, "Please, friends, please ignore Jude here. Come in, come in."
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We are much
Thank you, Your
obliged
Ladyship.
to you.
Come in, come in. And there's some grumbling from Jude, but eventually he acquiesces and helps you tie the loon up to there is like a little, he directs you around. There is like a small little jetty, a little pier where they apparently would get like supplies and such for the estate delivered, and he has you tie up there.
Oh, at the lock dock?
What's that?
At the lock dock?
It's a dock talk.
The dock talk on the lock.
That's right. Lock on the dock. TikTok. Time's a wasted. So
This will be on TikTok later.
At the pier. At the pier here.
at the pier here, by the weir and the beer. Mm-hmm.
We're on the pier and a beer, having beer with our peers, peering at the weir.
Isn't it queer?
Severe.
Jude looks at you in disgust, shakes his head, and walks inside.
Sorry,
Yes.
Jude, is it? I'm sorry. This is just something we do. It's
Flora, we're from the American Rhyming Collection, and we're here on the pier. No,
we're journalists for Poetry Magazine.
Columbia House, and we'd like to offer you all of these for just 1 penny a month
No.
on an album.
Oh la la.
No, we-
So, Madame, would you like to take? Yes. Hello, Madame.
Greetings and welcome to my home. It's not often I get enough levity out here. I'm glad to meet your acquaintances. And you all are?
I am Dr. Sabine Clement.
Montana Smith. I'm a professor at University of Edinburgh.
Oh, an American at Edinburgh. Very nice.
Right.
I like to see some cross-cultural exchanges. And obviously the French are always welcome here.
Ah, merci.
I'm Pete Boyd. I'm the pilot. I guess I'm the ride that got these fine.
Another
fine
American.
human
Very nice to meet you. I have some American cousins.
Yeah.
Not our
maybe-
American cousin. That
No,
ends
no.
badly,
No.
but,
No,
that's-
that
Not a good play. Not.
they got a
play.
good review though the next day. I think it was a pity.
Mm.
It was a hit.
Mm.
Palpable hit.
Lucas Evans, we are here. Let's we heard about the castle. We're very interested in castles. We also heard that you're very friendly by the good Dr. Stuart Murray.
How is Stuart doing?
He's well. He's investigating some. He's treating myself and good Dr. Smith here for some injuries, and we've just
I can
been
see that. I see you brought a set of crutches there. Are you
yes.
well? Would you like to sit down and Jude, bring tea. Bring tea, Jude.
Oh, thank you.
Here, come in here into the sitting room. Take a load off of your legs and relax.
We were expecting just a quiet little visit, but we ran into a little bit of trouble. We also heard that there's been some a little bit of a local drought. We've been hearing all about the stories between the McDonald's and the McLeods, and we heard
She
that you're
sighs and says, "Oh, that Aiden. His family's fine. Why does he have to be such a little, pardon me, little snot?"
Oh,
Strong words, indeed. Perhaps it's his age.
He is young. He is young. He doesn't seem to realize that the clans aren't what they were. We're all members of the United Kingdom. We've all fought together against the Kaiser for God's sakes. We're all united here. But he still brings up old clan divisions and old clan lines, and it's absolutely not necessary. I mean, we're all Scottish.
Indeed, of course.
Indeed.
how
Has
did it
he
all
enough?
start?
Has he picked up his rhetoric more intently lately?
Oh, he came storming in here about a week and a half ago, saying how I would be forced to relinquish my control over Portree and Broadford, and I don't have any control over Portree or Broadford. You know what control I have over those places? I can set a social calendar and have a bake sale.
That sounds wonderful, to be honest.
Oh, we're going to have one next Sunday. You should really come by.
Delightful. I've heard that Scottish shortbreads are quite lovely.
Oh, Jude wouldn't want to admit it, but he makes some fantastic shortbread. Jude in the corner just sighs, goes a little red in the face, drops his tea tray on the table, and walks out of the room.
Oh, wonderful.
Hey, Jude. Hmm.
Don't be afraid of your talent.
Make that bread.
Take
Nah,
a shortbread and make it happen.
nah, 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 nah. 13 minutes left of this episode, folks.
Anyway, so when was that? When did Aiden come in here and cause all that ruckus?
Oh, it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, somewhere thereabouts.
And has he ever been that aggressive with you before?
He's never come here and said anything before, and he said I'd be sorry. And then he stormed off. He said he made some new friends and he'd show me.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
I just kept asking him, what is he talking about?
Do you know where he has been? Where he is?
Nay, I have no idea. I know he's normally based out of Portree.
Portree.
Although his family is down more Aird of Sleet, but he's not down there very often. He's mainly been hanging around the Portree area, and he was rambling around the countryside here for a bit. But
how odd.
If you were to set up, let's say, I don't know, a meeting about to discuss terms, just to hear them out in a more official way, would you'd be able to do that, right?
oh, you mean like have like a clan meeting, his clan with my clan kind of thing?
Sure. Just sometimes when it comes to the fragile egos of young men who have something to prove, sometimes all they want is to be at least we'll say pacified, but
Heard and recognized.
I mean, I don't know what else to talk to him about. He doesn't really he just comes and makes ridiculous demands over things that I have no control over.
You mentioned he made new friends. Did he say anything about them, who they were?
He just alluded that he had made powerful new friends and he'd show me. Something about he'd show me come spring.
Oh, come spring.
Nay.
Well, it's April.
It's March.
Oh,
It is March.
How
Spring
far
is
away
not
is how far away is the spring equinox?
Are you asking her, or are you just saying it out loud?
I'm asking it out loud.
Jude is passing through the room, and he says, "It is March the 9th. It is March the 19th. The equinox is on the 21st this year." And he just keeps right on walking.
2 days.
So 2 days.
Jude.
I suppose it would be.
Hey. Interesting.
I heard tell that he was out by he was out rambling around the old brocks around here.
I'm sorry, what is that?
Oh, the old brocks. Do you know what a brock is? You're not from
Yeah,
Scotland.
it's
You might not
No,
know.
it's down by the lock where the dock is, right?
The nay,
There's the-
but you can see the lock from the brock.
You have to stand on a rock.
Where they're made of rock. That's convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, it won't give you a shock.
No, the brocks are these old Iron Age fortresses that used to be all along the coast here.
Ah,
Oh, they were built
very
up
interesting.
ages and ages ago.
Mm.
And there's one down by Vatten that he was rambling around and looking at stuff. And Jude, get back in here.
Well, I'm going to make a so this is a fancy Scottish castle. I'm going to look around, make a perception check in here, just seeing what's on the wall in terms of artwork, or just anything that just kind of pops out.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
You will not rob this place, Monsieur Evans.
that's not what I'm thinking. I'm just.
It's not off the table, but it's not what he's thinking right now.
I don't rob things. I sell things. That's a 10.
A lot of Scottish pride. That's about it.
Okay.
Before we go, Madame, is there anybody in the castle who is in need of some medical assistance?
Oh, that's very kind of you. I think we're all well here. Is the staff well, Jude? Aye, madam, they are fine. Jude, I wanted to ask you, where was it you saw Aiden? You said he was poking around one of the old brocks. Aye, madam, he was down at the old brock by Vatten. Aye, that was it, by Vatten.
Ah, the brook at Vatin. Perfect.
Aye, Vatten is a little tiny village, just about 2 miles south of here. And there's an old Iron Age collapsed tower fortress, just inland, probably about a half a mile from the shore. They say they used to use it as a watchtower looking for Norse raiders.
Ah, yes. How fascinating.
But that's where Aiden was last seen, and I haven't seen him since.
Very interesting. Oh, all right. Well, thank you for tea.
Thank you, Your Ladyship.
Hey, you're welcome. I noticed it's getting toward the afternoon here. Where are you? Are you sticking around? Or you're welcome to stay for dinner if you like.
Oh,
You rarely get guests.
dinner.
I wouldn't put you out.
If we are not imposing.
Not at all. Not at all. And Jude just heaves a huge sigh. I'll go prepare some extra meal. I suppose they'll be wanting a place to stay too. Oh, aye, would you like to stay?
Maybe some of your shortbread, Jude?
If it's
Some of
not
that
any trouble, Your
shortbread?
Ladyship.
Flora goes, not a bit of trouble at all. In fact, I'd be honored if you stay, and if you wanted to go on out and look at the brook, you certainly could, and that way you wouldn't have to worry about getting out there to getting stuck out there too late at night or anything.
What about
That
Or you
is-
can go tomorrow morning if you want.
tomorrow morning would probably be better, I think.
At this point, it's about 3 in the afternoon.
Yes,
Mhm.
I
Your
think,
hospitality is very much appreciated.
indeed, very
Oh,
much.
the pleasure's all mine. Now let's get you all settled in, and we'll have dinner soon. And I hope you like lamb because that's what we've got lots of around here.
Oh.
I
A
do
single
quite.
tear rolls down.
And
Indeed.
as you settle in for the evening, for a lovely meal with the 28th chieftain of the MacLeod family, Flora, that is where we're going to call it for the evening. And a nice, lovely meal. Certainly nothing horrible is only about to happen.
Certainly
so,
not.
that's where we're going to call it for tonight. Friends, thank you so much for joining us for this session of Gothic Horror Gaming. Glad you could make it. We're going to pick it up again next week, and we'll see what happens after dinner around Castle Dunvegan. And who is this Aiden person? Why is he threatening this seemingly very nice woman, Flora? Where did the beast of Odal Pass come from? Is there a larger connection? There seems to be strangers wandering around town. Something about the equinox, maybe. And most importantly, what will Jude cook for breakfast?
Oh,
We
cannot
must
wait.
know. With that, let us take a moment to introduce our players. We'll start off with Lucas Evans.
Hello, it is me. Wait, I'm still Lucas Evans, but now it's me, Steve O'Dockerson. Hey,
Whoa!
everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. You can find all about me at hobthetroll.bandcamp.com. There it is, folks. Hobthetroll.bandcamp.com. Here are all those tasty hot licks and jams. You can also see me slinging creme brulee for Chateau Hiblet at the Brevard Renaissance Festival for the rest of the month. Then I will be at the Pinellas Medieval Fair for February 3rd, 4th, 10th, and 11th. And then I'll be at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival for the first 2 weekends.
The first 2 weekends of May. We also have with us Dr. Sabine Clément.
Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Hauser. Yeah, you can find me on Rune Away with me, Katie, on Instagram. I do rune readings and intuitive readings. Yeah, you can find me there. I'm also a member of Chase Treasure, so you can find me there as well. So yeah, and also, yeah, of course, hobthetroll.bandcamp.com.
Very vitally important.
Indeed.
We also have Dr. Montana Smith.
Steve-O put his glasses on. I'll take my glasses off. Now I'm vaguely blind looking at the screen. I'm Dan Kostelik. I am your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare at Renaissance festivals near you starting this June. I'm not even advertising this yet, but you can join me for Writing Sonnets with Shakespeare Tuesday mornings, 10 a.m. right here on Nat 21 Adventures. We're going to see where I'm doing it from this coming Tuesday. It's probably going to be from a gas station in Scranton, Pennsylvania. But also, I'm the entertainment director at Scarborough Renaissance Festival, and we are having our cast auditions this weekend. You can become a member of the Scarborough Academy of Performing Arts. So go to the link there on the screen or in the chat windows to sign up for an audition slot for this Saturday if you are in the Central Texas area. So it'll be great. And also, of course, please go buy my latest CD, 50 Million Hob the Troll Fans Can't Be Wrong, or whatever it's called. I forget what I called it. But I was drunk when I wrote it at hobthetroll.bandcamp.com.
Very good. We also have Speedy Pete Boyd.
Hi, everybody. I am Ryan Gelotti. This is Sam right here.
Hi,
Say hi. Say hi, Sam. You can hear him breathing, by the way. All right. Anyway, I am one half of Buckle and Swash. I'm the Buckle half, if anyone's keeping score of that. And we will next be performing at the Florida Renaissance Festival, starting the first weekend of February, which is coming up super fast, 2 weeks or so.
2.5 weeks.
Oh boy, I got a lot to do. And I will also be one of the DMs on the Ren Adventures tour in England in June.
Heck yeah.
And I am super looking forward to that.
Very cool. And I am the Gloom Master. My name is Tom Zadoyko. I am the Swash half of Buckle and Swash. Yes, we start off our season this year at the Florida Renaissance Fair for all 8 weekends. We'll be there on a new stage, hopefully an even better stage. So come check us out there. Then you can find us later in the year at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival in the month of May. And then in June, we will both be DMing at renadventures.com at Muncaster Castle in England, June 2nd through the 7th. If you happen to show up there early, there's going to be a medieval festival in the castle that we are going to perform at. And then we are going to roll right on into running 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons games with Paulo Garbanzo and all of you. Check that out at renadventures.com. I think we've sold some tickets. I think there's still a few left. So you might want to check that out sooner rather than later. I also want to put out a plug for all of us on here. We are all on actually the Ren Fair Podcast Awards. I know that Chase Treasure is on there. William Shakespeare is on there, and Buckle and Swash are on there. You can go to the Renaissance Fair Podcast Awards. You can find them on Facebook by typing that in, Renaissance Fair Podcast Awards. And you can vote. You're only allowed to vote once. They go by emails. So don't try to spam it, because they will discount all of your votes if they catch you spamming it. But all of us are there, and we're in different categories. So sure, throw us a little love. It doesn't cost anything. Vote for our various shows: Buckle and Swash, Chase Treasure, and Shakespeare Approved. I don't think Hobbs on there this year.
No, but there is a spot where you can nominate stuff. Yes.
So independent performers, done and done.
Yes.
While we're plugging things, let's finish thanking our sponsors. We'd also like to thank 3d2u.org, our good friends over there. They do 3D printing and laser wood cutting, gaming accessories, dice boxes, dice towers, dice trays, journals, all kinds of stuff. Check them out, 3d2u.org. And of course, Handler Z, who is in the background there, and we have a thing with Patreon called Quill and Quote. You actually have to type in the whole thing, because we do horror and more adult-related material. So you have to find us. You have to actually type it in. You can't just search Patreon. If you're a Patreon member, we send you the stories as they get finished. And our first collection of those is now available for sale to the general public. Dare, collection of short fiction and stories. And then you can also visit with Handler Z and listen to some more stories being created before your very ears tomorrow at 10 a.m. Flash Phantasmagoria. Handler Z will be writing live on air with you off of your prompts to create some new horror stories. So be sure to check that out as well. Tune in next Wednesday, where we'll see what happens with our friends here on the Isle of Skye. I do want to point out a little thing about this. All these pictures that I've been throwing up onto the screen, they are luckily copyright free because, well, I took them. So if you get a chance to go to Scotland, I highly recommend the Isle of Skye. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I'm an amateur at best photographer, and these do not do it justice. So please, I should be hired by the Tourism Bureau of Skye. But beyond that, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had a lovely evening, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you all, and have a great night.